Late one ominous moonless night, Joe and his girlfriend Emily decided to take a spontaneous late-night drive in the winding hills near Nevada. The only source of light was their car's dim headlights, which seemed to carve a tunnel of visibility through the darkness. Their laughter filled the interior of the car, blending with the melancholic hum of the engine. As they ventured deeper into the hills, the winding roads began to twist and turn unpredictably. Joe's confidence waned as he realized that he had lost his bearings. The GPS signal was non-existent, leaving them without a digital lifeline. The eerie silence of the forest closed in around them, and the two lovers were now faced with the reality that they were utterly lost. Just when their unease was reaching its peak, they stumbled upon an old dilapidated sign that read, "Welcome to Crescent Hollow." The town which they had never heard of seemed to be their only hope of finding directions. With no other options, they followed the arrow and drove deeper into the hills, hoping to find help. As they approached Crescent Hollow, they were struck by the peculiar, almost ghostly atmosphere of the place. The town was shrouded in an eerie fog that seemed to refuse to dissipate. The few buildings that stood appeared abandoned and in various states of decay. They felt like they had entered a forgotten world, a place untouched by time. Turning a corner, they encountered a group of people walking along the road. Their appearance was bizarre and unnerving. Their skin had a pale, almost translucent quality, and their eyes were large and black, reminiscent of the stereotypical alien description. Joe and Emily exchanged frightened glances, their unease growing. Joe slowed down the car, and Emily asked one of the strange individuals for directions. The response they received was a strange, incomprehensible language that sent shivers down their spines. The alien-like figures stared at them with unsettling intensity before slowly continuing on their way. Fearing for their safety, Joe and Emily decided to turn back and find their way out of Crescent Hollow. However, as they drove, the fog thickened and the eerie figures appeared to multiply. It was as if they were trapped in a nightmare from which there was no escape. Desperation set in as they realized that the road they had entered no longer resembled the one they had initially taken. Panic gripped them, and they felt as though they were spiraling deeper into a nightmarish alternate reality. The eerie figures became more aggressive, clawing at the car and banging on the windows. With trembling hands and racing hearts, Joe floored the gas pedal and sped through the thick fog, narrowly avoiding the grotesque figures. As the car careened through the twisting, winding roads, the fog finally began to thin. The sight of the familiar Nevada hills brought them immense relief. They didn't stop until they were safely back on the main road. The air outside the car was crisp, and the fog was nowhere to be seen. The ordeal in Crescent Hollow felt like a distant, surreal nightmare. They knew they had experienced something inexplicable, but they were grateful to be free from its clutches. To this day, Joe and Emily can't explain what happened in those hills near Nevada, and they're not sure if anyone would believe their story. All they know is that they escaped from a place that defied all reason, and they will never forget the night they found themselves in the clutches of a nightmare beyond their wildest imagination.